Before a doctor runs a single test, they're already watching you. Your handshake, the way you walk into the room, how you get up from a chair, even the way you say hello. These small things tell a story. And often, that story starts long before anyone feels sick. Today, we're going to walk through that story together, one sign at a time. Some of these might surprise you. Some might feel very familiar. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to watch for, and more importantly, what you can quietly start doing about it. Let's start with something most people never think about. Many people don't realize that aging well isn't about one big dramatic moment. It's not a single event that changes everything overnight. It's about a handful of small signals. Quiet ones. Easy to miss if you're not paying attention. But here's the encouraging part. Once you know what these signals are, you start noticing them in your own life. And once you notice them, you have the power to respond. That's where real change begins. So let's get into the first one. The first thing many doctors notice is grip strength. Now that might sound strange. Why would something as simple as how you shake hands matter? Here's why. Grip strength isn't really about your hands at all. It's a window into your overall muscle health. Think about it this way. The muscles in your hands and forearms don't work alone. They're connected to a larger system. The same system that helps you carry groceries, open jars, get up from a chair, and keep your balance. A strong grip often goes hand in hand with strong arms, strong legs, and a strong core. It's like a quiet messenger, sending signals about what's happening throughout your whole body. So how do you support this naturally, without turning your life upside down? Researchers have found that everyday activities, things you might already enjoy, can help maintain grip and muscle strength over time. Gardening, cooking, kneading dough, carrying grocery bags, even simple tasks like opening jars or twisting off bottle caps. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need special equipment. You just need to keep using your hands and arms in real, everyday ways. It's almost beautiful when you think about it. The very activities that bring us joy, working in the garden, cooking a favorite meal, are also quietly keeping our bodies strong. Now here's where things get interesting. Grip strength is just the first clue. The second one is something you do every single day without even thinking about it. It's how steady you feel on your feet. Balance is one of those things we take for granted, until we don't. And here's the thing, balance often changes quietly, slowly, almost without us noticing. One day, you feel just a little less sure on uneven ground. Maybe stepping off a curb feels slightly different. Maybe going downstairs requires just a bit more attention than it used to. If this sounds familiar, take a breath. This is incredibly common. And the good news is, balance responds really well to simple practice. One surprising habit that helps is something called single leg standing. It sounds technical, but it's really just standing on one foot for a few seconds while holding onto a counter or the back of a chair for support. People who practice this a few times a week often report feeling more stable and more confident in their everyday movements. Walking on grass, stepping into the shower, reaching for something on a shelf. And here's something hopeful. Even a short walk each morning can support both balance and strength at the same time. Walking engages your legs, your core, your arms, all working together. It's one of the simplest habits with some of the biggest ripple effects. Imagine starting your day with just 10 minutes outside, feeling the morning air, getting your body moving gently. Small action, big impact over time. Now let's talk about something that surprises almost everyone. It's not about your body at all, at least not in the way you might think. It's about your sleep. Doctors often ask about sleep patterns, but not just how many hours someone sleeps. What really catches their attention is consistency. One surprising habit is this: going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every single day, even on weekends. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? We all know sleep is important. But here's what's interesting. This kind of consistency, this rhythm, is linked to feeling more energized, more focused, and more emotionally balanced throughout the day. Think about how your body works. It loves rhythm. It loves predictability. When you go to bed and wake up at similar times, your body learns to expect rest. It prepares for it. And that preparation can make a real difference in how refreshed you feel. It's a small shift. But many people find that once their sleep becomes more consistent, everything else, their mood, their energy, their patience, seems to fall into place a little more easily. Speaking of energy, let's talk about something that happens before most people even leave the bedroom. Hydration. Here's something that might surprise you. Many people don't realize they're walking around mildly dehydrated for most of the day. And it doesn't feel dramatic. It's not like a warning bell goes off. It just feels like low energy, a little brain fog, maybe a headache that comes and goes for no clear reason. Doctors often check hydration levels because it affects nearly everything: mood, focus, digestion, even how your skin looks and feels. So what's a simple way to support this? A habit that many people swear by: drinking a full glass of water first thing in the morning, before coffee, before anything else. It's such a small action, just one glass, but it sets a tone for the whole day. It's like giving your body a gentle wake-up call, telling it, okay, we're starting fresh. And that brings us naturally to breakfast itself. What you eat first thing in the morning can shape how you feel for hours afterward. Many people don't realize that a breakfast with both protein and fiber can help support steady energy throughout the morning, instead of that familiar mid-morning crash where you suddenly feel tired around 10 or 11. Think eggs with whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with berries, oatmeal topped with nuts and fruit. These aren't complicated meals. They're simple swaps from what many of us already eat, but the difference in how you feel can be noticeable. And here's the thing. Once your morning starts off steady, calm, nourished, the rest of the day often feels a little steadier too. It's like setting the tone for everything that follows. Now, here's a sign that's a little different from the others. It's not physical at all, at least not in the obvious sense. It's about connection. Researchers have found that regular conversation, real, back-and-forth conversation, is linked to feeling sharper, happier, and more emotionally resilient. This doesn't mean you need a packed social calendar or constant activity. It doesn't mean forcing yourself into situations that feel overwhelming. It can be as simple as a phone call with a friend, a short visit with a neighbor, a weekly coffee with someone you care about, even a conversation with someone at the grocery store or the post office. These small moments of connection do something quiet but powerful. They remind your brain and your body that you're not alone, and that matters more than most people realize. Think about the last time you had a really good conversation, the kind where time seemed to pass quickly, where you felt truly heard. How did you feel afterward? Probably lighter, maybe even energized. That feeling isn't just emotional. It's connected to how our brains function, how engaged and alert we feel throughout the day. Now let's talk about the final sign. And honestly, it might be the one that ties everything else together. It's posture, how you sit, how you stand, how you carry yourself throughout the day. Doctors often say that posture isn't just about looking confident, although that's certainly part of it. Posture actually reflects how your muscles, joints, and balance are all working together as a system. When you think about it, posture is like a summary of grip strength, of balance, of how your body has been moving and resting. The encouraging part is this: Posture responds really well to small daily habits. A few minutes of gentle stretching in the morning. Sitting mindfully instead of slumping, especially if you spend time reading or watching television. Standing up and moving every hour or so instead of sitting for long stretches. None of these habits are complicated. None of them require special equipment or big lifestyle overhauls. They're small adjustments, woven into a day you're already living. So let's bring it all together. We talked about grip strength and how everyday activities like gardening and cooking help maintain it. We talked about balance and how something as simple as single-leg standing or a short morning walk can make a real difference. We talked about sleep consistency and how going to bed and waking up at the same time can support energy and focus. We talked about hydration and how that first glass of water in the morning sets the tone for everything else. We talked about breakfast and how a little protein and fiber can help steady your energy throughout the day. We talked about connection and how even small conversations can lift your mood and sharpen your mind. And we talked about posture, which in many ways reflects everything else working together. 7 small signals, 7 simple habits. Here's what's really encouraging about all of this. You don't need to fix everything at once. That would feel overwhelming, and honestly, it's not how lasting change happens anyway. Instead, pick just one. Maybe it's that morning glass of water. Maybe it's a short walk after breakfast. Maybe it's calling an old friend this week, just to catch up. Small steps, repeated consistently, tend to add up to something much bigger over time. That's not a promise, and it's not a guarantee. But it's what so many people have found. One small habit at a time, one day at a time. And if you take just one thing away from this video, let it be this. You know your body better than anyone. These small signals we talked about today, they're not warnings to fear. They're invitations. Invitations to pay a little more attention, to be a little kinder to yourself, and to make small choices that support how you feel today and in the years ahead. If you found this helpful, give this video a like. It really helps us know what's worth making more of. And if you enjoyed spending this time with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We post videos like this regularly, simple, practical ideas to help you feel your best as the years go by. Thanks so much for spending this time with us today. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.